What in the world happened today? I can't believe what we saw tonight on NXT. What a fucking back-to-back great matches that were both main event quality matches, may I add. Holy shit. This was a hell of an opener to the coming weeks leading up to WrestleMania's TakeOver event, and I am super impressed. Not to mention, Velveteen Dream issued a challenge to Johnny Gargano for his North American Championship, which I was actually kind of shocked by, but then again, I don't know. This may bring about some really interesting storyline that may develop leading up to WrestleMania's TakeOver event for NXT. A lot of good stuff happened here on this episode. Not a lot of promos. Pretty good in-ring action, finally, after a long while outside of TakeOver Phoenix. But, I mean, the upcoming weeks leading into TakeOver Phoenix, I mean, about 2 or 3 weeks, the wrestling quality wasn't all that entertaining to me. But tonight, boy, they made up for a lot of lost time for a couple of weeks. And I was super impressed with what they did. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, my voice sounds a little bit different than normal. It's because I was dealing with laryngitis for like the last week or so. This is the first couple of days I've actually been able to use my voice properly. It's still a little raspy. I have a little bit of phlegm and what have you. That's the reason why you guys didn't get a new episode of Random Wrestling Talk. Thankfully, my voice is doing okay for me to be able to do this. I'm happy I could do this for you guys tonight. And bottom line, this show was a very good show. Well worth your time for an hour show. Drew Gulak and Matt Riddle, fucking unbelievable. And I love Drew Gulak now than he was before when I used to see him on WWE programming. I mean, Vince McMahon made him come out to be some fucking dumbass protester or politician type gimmick, which was downright disgusting. This is a little different. I mean, he's still trying to clean things up within the wrestling industry, I guess, in the 205 Live division, and now he's working in the NXT to polish up a little bit more in the NXT division into a more authentic sporting type feel matchups that you get like you got tonight. I'll tell you what, Matt Riddle impressed the hell out of me. I've realized one thing seeing him with Drew Gulak tonight. If you put him with the right guy and can do catch cam technician wrestling, you're going to get a good match. Him with Cassius Ohno was absolute shit. I did not like these two guys together. They did not meld well together. It was just not a good matchup for Matt Riddle. It did not make Matt Riddle look good. It made him look like a complete bore fest. It wasn't bad or anything. It's just his in-ring wrestling was just not entertaining. But when you put him up against a guy like Drew Gulak, who's a good technician wrestler based on what he did against his opponent before that, named Eric Dagenham, or whatever the fuck his name was, and he's trying to act like some fucking rock star who can't do much of anything outside of act like a buffoon. I was pretty happy that they had this matchup for Drew Gulak. I also like Drew Gulak's commentary on Eric Dagenham. He went ahead and he stated that he was a fucking Ben Stiller dodgeball character, which I thought was absolutely funny as fuck. Excuse me for a second. I just need to clear my throat. The match before the Drew Gulak spot on the show was Jackson Riker, or whatever the fuck his name is. He had an in-ring matchup with Massar, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was, who's an in-ring enhancement talent. And he was used to make Jason Riker look pretty good, which he pretty much did. I mean, the matchup was one-sided beatdown. And that's pretty much it. Now, going into the beginning of the show with Johnny Gargano, I have to say this. This storyline is not going to develop exactly 100% towards what I was talking about. These guys are not going to work side by side. This is all coincidental. They're making it as if Tommaso Ciampa is trying to get Johnny Gargano on his side, which makes sense. He's trying to duck and dodge Johnny Gargano eventually, so he doesn't have to defend the NXT World Championship. At least against him. Because he's came very close to losing the title and losing a couple of matches to Johnny Gargano on several different occasions. Now, this is an interesting proposition I could throw out to you guys, and you tell me what you guys think of this idea of mine. There has never been a Triple Crown champion before. Ever. In the history of the NXT. I don't believe there has been. Not one time. Now imagine this. Johnny Gargano, leading up to the weeks and months towards the NXT takeover in Brooklyn. They have Johnny Gargano face Velveteen Dream, which they're doing in 2 weeks. Have Johnny Gargano beat Velveteen Dream, retaining the belt. Then he faces his next opponent, which would be Ricochet. And maybe a little cherry on the cake, we throw Adam Cole, baby, into this, and he loses to Johnny Gargano as well. This leads to them going, well, Johnny, you've beaten everybody for this North American Championship belt there it has to offer. There's really no more contenders for you to face. What are you going to do now? Real simple. The one thing that he has not done, and that is win the not the North American Championship, the NXT World Championship. Now, this leaves Johnny Gargano, or Tommaso Ciampa, going, well, hey, if I'm going to put my title on the line, giving you an opportunity to be a double champion, then I want your belt on the line. And guess what else? We're going to decide who gets to be the first ever Triple Crown champion in NXT brand history. Now, that is a way to end this whole rivalry. Who's the best? Who's got the most? It's all about wins and losses and championships, right? What better way to end a storyline like that they've created in the beginning part of this year than ending it in the weekend of WrestleMania, where Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa defend both of their titles in a champion versus champion match to crown the first ever Triple Crown champion in NXT history. I think that's fucking beautiful. That is something that's not talked about. It's not brought up. Tommaso Ciampa has won the World Tag Team titles, and he's won the World Heavyweight Championship. Never won the North American Championship, which is a belt that's just been recently been issued within the company. So that was just done last year at WrestleMania weekend. So, with that even being known, this leaves a lot of opportunity for great storyline telling. It leaves credibility and prestige to that North American Championship for a lot of good championship matches that could give us great quality wrestling. And then we got the big match of all of them that's been built around these two men for the last 2 years. 2 years! Doesn't that sound a little familiar, huh? Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. Yep, I think this leaves a great opportunity for a champion versus champion. Who gets to be double champion and who gets to be first ever Triple Crown winner. My God. If that doesn't smell like fucking grade A storyline telling and entertainment, I don't know what is. Because with what I just mentioned, all these opponents that Johnny Gargano could go through leading up to Tommaso Ciampa, what better way to give us an ending to this storyline rivalry, to a Triple Crown Triple Crown double championship matchup. And if you want to throw even more tension or steam to the fire, or gasoline to the fire, you want to throw more gasoline to the fire, really heat things up even more, throw a fucking Hell in a Cell over the top of them and take over Brooklyn. I mean, this is fucking grade A booking right there. I just settled NXT's booking right there. 3 fucking great matches. You already got 1 booked. You got 2 more to go. And you give the prestige to the North American Championship, giving it even more value, which you're seeing every fucking week. Every time there's a championship opportunity, people aren't caring about the World Championship. They're caring about that North American Championship. And why is that? It has to be the fact that they're building this championship up to the same prestige that the World Heavyweight Championship already is. That is the reason why they're doing what they're doing. And the way they're going to do that is people wanting that belt. Good matches that people are going to fucking talk about for years at a time. And people are willing to go back and watch. And a lot of great heartfelt feeling towards it, even though we know it's fake because it's fixed. But because of the fact that it's so fucking entertaining and great to watch, you get sucked into it to the point where you think you're thinking maybe something could change, something could happen, maybe something we didn't know or think might happen will happen, That is what you call entertainment. That is what you call storyline telling. That is what you call authentic sporting writing event. That is what we need in this business. We need authentic wrestling sports performances that give us the feel that we're watching the real thing, even though we know it's not. That's it. And that is what this is built up to be. This is what this whole thing is about. Why do you think the North American Championship is becoming so popular? Why people are so interested in chasing after it? It's all leading to Johnny Gargano getting those big victories, leading to the prestige of that title being important, and then crowning the first ever Triple Crown champion and a double champion as well. That is the point of all of this. When this initially happened, I was kind of like, why are they making Johnny Gargano the North American champion? He needs to go after the world title. Well, they're still going to do it. I just didn't think about this until tonight. I mean, you see Velveteen Dream come out with the opportunity to challenge for the world title again. And instead of going after that, he's going after the North American Championship. Come on, man. That tells you clues right there. North American Championship is being built up to a level that it can be used as a stepping stone for Johnny Gargano to be crowned the first ever Triple Crown champion. And a double champion at that. Probably what will happen is if he wins the world title and retains his North American Championship, he's going to drop that belt so he can just only focus on defending the World Heavyweight title, of course. And the rest of the guys are going to hunt down that fucking title in a tournament leading to the next takeover event, whatever that may be. And they're going to go ahead and go after the North American Championship. And that's pretty much what I would do in this situation. So, a lot of storyline telling built up in this one segment they just did in the beginning of the show. Not to mention of the fact that, Velveteen Dream passing on an opportunity for the world title and going after the North American Championship instead definitely tells you a lot. Talks about Adam Cole and Ricochet both wanting that North American Championship. Again, relaying more clues towards the build-up for this NXT North American Championship. Bottom line. Now, going into Drew Gulak. In-ring performance debut on NXT was fantastic. His opponent, Eric Bunningham, or whatever the hell his name was, don't really fucking care about him. Thought that was an absolute joke. I thought it was funny how he insulted the guy. It made a lot of sense. Matt Riddle, though, came out, made his opinion felt. He said, you didn't get out of the ring, I'm going to tap you out of the ring. Well, that's what he did in a very good, classy, one-on-one technician matchup. Very enjoyable match, very close match at that. Anyone could have won this matchup, and I was very happy with what I was watching. It intrigued me a lot. I really thought Drew Gulak was going to walk out the winner, but with it being NXT brand, he's on the 205 Live. I think that made better sense for Matt Riddle to win this matchup for him. Or for them. But the bottom line is Matt Riddle performed very well in this matchup. Probably the best matchup Matt Riddle has ever had on the NXT roster so far. So, very impressive. If Matt Riddle gets more opponents like Drew Gulak, I do feel he will be something noteworthy in the WWE. So that's all I feel on that subject. Then a 6-women tag team matchup to end the show in probably about almost a 10-minute matchup, which Bianca Belair was pretty much completely ignored through most of the matchup, which is kind of weird in my opinion. She's actually one of the top contenders and only lost one match to Shayna Baszler in a style that, you can't be ashamed of. She lost by being knocked out. She didn't tap out or anything. So she just passed out to sleep and that was it. It wasn't as if she gave up or surrendered the opportunity to win the World Championship for the women's division. Rhea Shirai and Kairi Sane, they took up most of the matchup. They acted as if they were the only two people in this matchup, and it was just a normal tag team match against Shayna Baszler, Jasmine Duke, and Marina Shafir. Now, Marina Shafir and Jasmine Duke's performance, I'm not really impressed with these two women. Between the 4 women that have shown up from MMA into the WWE, Baszler and Ronda Rousey are 2 of the best. Shafir and Duke, they're whatever. I could be okay with them being as a tag team champion type division and being in the tag team championship division. But as individual wrestlers, I don't particularly feel that they're noteworthy as individuals. They don't really intrigue me very much. And they weren't that great in the ring either. Shayna Baszler, fucking outstanding performer. Unbelievable wrestler. I'm super impressed with her performances. You guys already know this if you follow my channel. But bottom line is, this particular matchup was very good. I'm not going to complain about it. I just think Bianca Belair, as much as I dislike her, she was pushed out of the whole entire matchup mostly. She didn't really have a whole lot of in-ring time against these women to get her revenge for losing the matchup that she had at TakeOver in Phoenix. So, a little disappointing on that part. Made not Shayna Baszler. It made Kairi Sane and Io Shirai look very selfish, self-centered, and self-absorbed. Pretty much trying to get their own revenge on these three women since they were involved earlier in 2018, late 2018, but they were the ones having problems with them first. But bottom line is, Shirai at the end of the matchup, just because she picked up the victory over the champion, she thinks that earns her an opportunity for the world championship in the women's division? I don't think so. Bianca Belair showed a lot of great emotion, of displeased and unhappy with what happened in the middle of that match. She wasn't involved with the team. She didn't do anything at all. And bottom line, she felt very excluded out of the team altogether, which kind of pissed her off a little bit, and you could definitely see that at the end of the matchup. She was kind of smiling or smirking, just kind of at the attitude that, like, wow, we won a match and I hardly was even participating in it. I didn't even take the chances to even get an opportunity to get the win for my team. So that was a little bit of a troubling scene altogether. Got a good feeling that Io Shirai and Bianca Belair are going to compete in a one-on-one matchup to determine the number one contender leading up to the NXT TakeOver event for the WrestleMania weekend. So I'm pretty sure we'll get to witness that leading up to this great event going into the WrestleMania weekend. Anyway, guys, I'm losing my voice. I'm still not 100% over this laryngitis, but I felt that I should give you guys this review. At least I've been gone for over a week. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I do apologize about clearing my throat so much, but this laryngitis is still kicking my ass in some cases. But leave a comment and an opinion down below. I'll get back to you on that. Hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great night, guys.